Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is just going to be another quick video. I just need to address this whole Wilder Fury, the whole glove incident, because I'm getting tired of all these UK trolls or these Wilder haters coming and just spewing nonsense in the comment section of these videos. Pretty much a fact is a fact, and the fact is that Fury fought dirty and he possibly cheated, which I'm pretty sure he did cheat. As far as him fighting dirty, you seen him putting Wilder in chokeholds, punching him in the body while he had him in chokeholds, damn near the whole fight. You seen him punching in the back of the head, damn near the whole fight. And then this whole glove thing comes out. Now everyone keeps talking about, oh, that was the first fight. That was the first fight. Well, a cheater is a cheater. You're not going to cheat to get an advantage, get knocked out in the first fight, and then come back and decide that, oh, I don't need to cheat anymore, which he cheated in the second fight as well. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at that right now. So first thing first, let's just get to the first fight, some of the basic stuff that we've seen here. We're just going to go ahead and take a quick look at one of the screenshots here. So let's take a look at that there. I don't know why people are saying that Fury had something in the finger section of the glove. Like I've heard people say that he has a bag up there or some sand or whatever. I don't think he has anything up there in the glove, literally, not even his fingers. So what's happening is he has his fists balled up at the palm section of the glove so that he can throw these punches that look like open hand punches, but they're really bare fist punches to Wilder's face because there's no padding in that section of the glove. If you take a look at this picture right here, you can see that Fury's face is tensed up, his arm is flexed, which means that he's not just throwing a little jab out there. He's really putting some force behind this. Now, if you try to throw a punch at that angle and really put force behind it, feel how awkward it feels to have your wrist bent backwards at the same time. And then you have to think about what would be the point of doing that. The reason he's doing it is because his fist is balled up at the palm section so that he can hit Fury with the bare knuckle. Same thing here. You can tell his arms flexed up. You can kind of see his face there, which he's got that aggressive look on his face, like he's really swinging hard. And just look at the angle of that, the way that the glove is facing and the way that his arm is facing. That's pretty much impossible to throw a punch that way unless your fist is balled up down towards the wrist area where the palm is. And that's exactly what he's doing. And I'll show you that in a second to show you how he's 100% for sure doing that. Again, same thing, just zoomed out a little bit. Look at that. I mean, it's the people who act like they can't see that, it's because they just want Wilder to lose so bad. And if they find out that Fury's doing something shady, they just can't accept that because they're so happy that Wilder lost. They don't want to put an asterisk behind that win for Fury. But bottom line is you got to put that asterisk there. This is probably the most famous screenshot right here. The wrist is just bent in a completely unnatural, impossible way. It's just not possible for your wrist to bend that way if you have your hand in hand wraps with tape around the gloves at the wrist. It's just impossible for your hand to bend that far backwards like that unless your fist is balled up in the palm section, which is where how his fist was balled up. The reason I'm showing this picture right here is you can tell that his fist is not all the way down into the glove because you can actually see his hand wraps coming out the wrist section of the glove. Now, you don't see that on the right glove because his hand's all the way in there, but you can see that his hand wrap is actually coming out the top, and some tape's actually hanging down there because his hand's not pushed all the way into the glove. Now, this is the second fight. Again, look, he changed his the tape to white tape this time so that it's a little harder to see that his hand wrap is coming out of the glove again. But if you look at that left hand, you can just tell that there's a lot more white than there is on the right side. And then again, if you look, this would be a a nice straight connecting punch. Imagine that the green is gone and that his hands just balled up at the top of the white part. You can see that's a nice flush punch, but it's pretty much a bare knuckle punch because his hands are not in the green part really. That's why it's bending backwards like that. Now, if you look at the video of this punch right here, if you imagine that Fury's hand is in the palm of the glove when he hits him, imagine which direction Wilder's head would go back. And that's exactly what happens. His head actually snaps backwards, where if Fury was hitting him with an open hand sort of slap type punch, it would actually turn Wilder's head to his left. But if you watch the video, you'll see that his head actually goes backwards, as if in his fist is in the palm section of the glove. Now, this right here just takes, this is the 100% proof. You literally can see Fury's fingers in the palm section of the glove. You can see his fist is balled up and you can see the line going through his fingers. Now, I've heard people say that that's his palm, but one, why is that line that deep in the middle of his palm? And two, he would have his hands wrapped up. And when your hands are wrapped up, your palm is not visible. You would only see white right there. And I can show you that right here. This is what your palm would look like when your hands are wrapped. You wouldn't be able to see that palm. Now, if his fist was bent down, you'd be able to see exactly what you're seeing through those gloves, his fingers. Again, look at those fingers there. Now, I took this right here. Now, if you look at the yellow arrow, now, if you imagine your hands are wrapped up and you have your fist bent, where would your thumb be at? Right where that yellow arrow is pointing, where you see that bulge coming out, that's his thumb. The blue arrow is showing his fingers and how he has his hand balled up, and you can actually see the top portion of the hand wraps to the right of his finger. You can see the actual hand wraps there. Now, right here, this is the video what I was talking about earlier when Fury throws that left punch, and I told you that his head would snap more backwards if his fist was in the palm of the glove, and his hand would snap to the left if he had his hands all the way in the glove and he was hitting him with sort of a slap. Watch and see what happens. You can see that his head goes backwards, right where if he has his fist in that palm, if he has his fist in that palm, his head goes to that direction. It doesn't go snap to the left as if he just hit him with a slap. So it's pretty clear. Fury definitely had something going on with his gloves. We know for sure he was putting Wilder in illegal chokeholds, punching him in the back of the head. So, like I said, it's not an excuse. It is what it is. That's not to say that the fight would have been any different if he didn't do those things. But bottom line is, you're getting hit by a 270-pound man with his bare knuckles. It's going to do some damage. I mean, when have you ever seen Fury busting people's lips open, busting their eardrums? When have you ever seen that? But now all of a sudden he's busting people open, and come on. I mean, let's just be real. Put that stuff to rest. And bottom line is, people don't want to think that Fury had to do some extracurricular dirty activity in order to get the win on Wilder. And he might have got it even if he didn't do those things. But the bottom line is, he did do it, and people need to stop making up these stories about King Wilder, saying that everything's an excuse or he's trying to blame this on his loss. No, he hasn't blamed anything on anything. Someone asked him a question, he explained what happened in the fight. It's not excuses. A fact is a fact. So get out of here with that nonsense. That's just my 2 cents on the whole situation.